Where are it's over here. I hope I'm on the right page. Hey y'all, happy Monday. Happy Monday. How's everybody doing? If it's your first time catching me live, hey y'all, hey, let me know where you're watching me from. I'm Jennifer. I am the creator of the page. And the one that, does all the posting and all of that good stuff. How our Q&A works is there is a question box down there. Hey sis, hey, put your question in the question box. I'll bring it up. We will discuss the question. I feel like, hey girl, hey. I feel like everybody has some type of wisdom to bring to the conversation. So you don't have to just wait for me to say something. You can also put in your input too, because I think we are in an each one teach one type of world. So if you see something in the question, see one of the questions and you have some wisdom to share, do not be afraid to put it up there, okay? And just let my broadcaster channel know that I'm live and we're good to go. All right, so it looks like we have a question in there. Hello from Kentucky. What's up, Kentucky? Houston. Hey, Houston. Where else? I think I saw Mississippi. I think that was. Hair is always fly. Thank you. Virginia Beach. Okay. This hair, y'all, this is a wig. This is I got this wig off the TikTok shop. So if you go to my TikTok, I have it pinned in my store. 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. Okay, love this hair. Yesterday I had to part over to the side. It just gives everything that it needs to give, okay? It gives everything that it needs to give. But how do you get over the ghosting phase? So this is a common question. If you've ever been ghosted before, let me know in the comments. If you've been ghosted before, let me know in the comments. And how did it initially make you feel? And if you got past it, how did you get past it? I want to hear from y'all while I answer this question. I want to hear from y'all while I answer this question. If you've been ghosted before, let me know in the comments. And if you have been ghosted, how did you get past it? Because the one thing that we have to make sure is that we don't internalize somebody ghosting us as there's something wrong with us. Somebody said meet somebody else. Hello. Because you ignore and get busy day to day, you'll forget. So making sure that you stay focused on your focus. I'm with that. Refocusing your energy on things that matter. He taught you how to live without him. I was hurt and I was sad, but I prayed and God showed me it wasn't about me. It was protection. You can always ask God for his perspective. I had accept that it was him and not me, and I removed him from all my social media pages. Get him out of there, okay? I've never been ghosted, but I'll always say I don't want anyone that doesn't want me, period. Yeah. Because at the end of the day, added to the blocked and blessed list. Oh man, I've been doing the ghosting. Girl. I have been ghosted and I just saw it as God's protection. Yes, felt confused and sad. Took time for me to realize I'm the ish. I know that's right. Look, I look at if somebody ghosts me, I'm like, okay, there's obviously something here that you didn't want, and that's okay. But it does not make me minimize how bomb I am, because my confidence, my self-esteem, it doesn't rest on your opinion or your existence. My confidence and my self-esteem is built within me. I got it from God. I let God tell me who I am. I reaffirm who I am. I love who I am. I spend good time loving on myself and making sure that I am my best self. So I don't have to worry about anybody's compliments. If you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. Only person's opinion that really matters is mine. It's mine. I love me, so you don't have to love me. I like me, so you don't have to like me. And a lot of times too, men ghost because they're cowards, right? Because let's say for instance, they got caught doing something, so now they don't want to face you, so they're probably embarrassed, so they're a coward. Let me just ghost them and not say anything. And then they try to pop back up when time goes past, thinking, okay, some time went past, so now I can kind of like slide my way back in. It don't work like that. It don't work like that for me, at least. But some of these men just are cowards. Okay. I've been ghosted and I was hurt a little, but it was actually a blessing in disguise. Removed him from social media and blocked him. Yep. I blocked somebody today on social media that I didn't plan on blocking, but I was having a conversation with my best friend and I was like, actually, I am going to block them. And then my mentor told me prophetically that they were still watching me. So I was like, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and block you, even though my pages are open. But like, if you have to go through the trouble of making a whole new page to watch my life, that's pretty pathetic, if you ask me. I have, but it was someone I met online, so he ghosted me right before it was time to come out and see me. I was hurt, more so frustrated, took a step back and reevaluated that there were, if you, and also too, like, don't get attached. If you guys have not met in person, like from an online encounter, there should be no emotional attachment to that person whatsoever. And also, too, I go in with the mindset of, I don't know who this person is. This person doesn't know me. I have no expectations of them. I'm not living in the future. I'm not attached to the outcome. I don't care if they like me or if they don't like me. I'm literally going in to see who this person is and then make an educated and very spirit-led decision on whether I want to continue seeing this person. But in the beginning, like, I don't care. I am completely detached. Okay? Unless you are just that amazing that I'm like, oh, there's a little something here. But also still, I'm very, very grounded to the point where if you disappear, bye. Like, you know what I'm saying? How can a person love themselves enough though people around them keep pushing them down? Get from around those people. I'm not staying around anybody that doesn't make me feel like my truest self. I'm not doing that. Or they're hurt and don't know how to handle it, but I definitely agree with them being, yeah. Now, I don't think I can't recall like times I've been like intentionally ghosted. Let's say I was like talking to a guy, everything was going good, we're hanging out, and then they just disappear. I have not experienced that. So, but I have experienced maybe getting to know somebody, and then maybe we went on 1 or 2 dates, and then I'm like, hey God, should I entertain this person? And then I never hear from them again, and then I'm like, okay, there was my answer. But yeah, I don't think I've had like that type of experience where it's like we really were like vibing and then you disappeared on me. That sucks, right? But I can't really speak to that. But if somebody did do that to me, I would be like, okay, there's a reason. And I would be okay. I felt all the weight of abandonment and rejection. I'm glad that you said that. Because once you feel the weight of the abandonment and the rejection, that means that you need to go back into your toolbox and you need to do some more healing. So that means that those wounds are still open and you probably haven't forgiven the people that have rejected and abandoned you before that person. So now it's like, hey, I'm still dealing with this because now what they did has triggered an old wound. That's a key indicator. Let me go do some more healing. Let me go do some more healing because nobody should be, that wound shouldn't still be there. You know what I'm saying? So I had one ghost me and it was a blessing as well. Not gonna lie, I thought we had a connection. Yeah, and that's another thing, like chemistry is good. Compatibility is better. But you also want to make sure like that person, you want to make sure that it's not just because y'all like mesh well, right? Like that's great. But start having some of those not even hard conversations. Like start asking those questions about the future and life goals and alignment and where you guys see your lives going and see, are y'all actually compatible? Because I say this very confidently, not cocky, I am a vibe. I'm a good time. So I can go out on a date with anybody, honestly, and we're going to have a good time because I'm a good time. But that doesn't mean that we're great for each other. That just means we had a good time. And that's okay. If you don't, you got to get into the nitty gritty when it comes to compatibility. But I taught a class on that, so I'm not going to go deeper into that. If you want that class, you can get it. I was ghosted by a guy, and turns out he had a whole child he lied about. I'm glad he blocked me. Because if you can't keep it 100, you don't need to be over here. Listen. She said, my finger is anointed to block. I be wanting people to you know, see what's going on, see that I'm still blessed. But I had to block this particular person. I was like, you don't deserve to see me in my glory. Especially since I know that you watching, because now you a monitoring spirit, and I ain't got that kind of time. Get up out of here. Go monitor your own situation. Don't come over to my page monitoring me. I'm good. Give people the gift of goodbye when they play in your face the first time. Okay? Give them and I've mastered that. Like, you get one shot. You mess up your opportunity, you're out of here. There's no spinning the block. There's no second chances. There's no do-overs. You have this opportunity right now to get it right, or you don't get the opportunity anymore. And that's how we have to be. Like, we got to stand on business, because when we keep having this revolving door for men, they start thinking that we're stupid, and they start thinking that we're weak, or they think that they can just do whatever they want and come back because you're always going to be there. Not me, not Jennifer. Not Jennifer. You have to value yourself enough to understand that, hey, you had your opportunity. You played me. Now go play with somebody that's okay with you playing them. Not this girl. You're going to be somewhere fighting the air, mad because you messed up. But, you know, there's that. Aside from cutting people off, how do you set boundaries with a man ex cussing at you while talking? Nobody can cuss at me while they're talking. There's nobody that's in my life that even feels comfortable enough to cuss me out. Because men choose themselves, so choose you first. Okay. I'm always going to choose me first. Okay. But if you have people in your life that feel comfortable cussing you out, you need to get them out of your life. You cut them off. That is the boundary. Cut them off. You got to go. Nobody should feel comfortable cussing around you. Like, people only do what you allow. Y'all know my favorite saying is, men can only play you with your permission and your participation. You got to let them do it, and you have to participate in it. Once you think you finna play with me, I'm taking myself out. I don't want to participate in that. I don't want to participate. And I don't have to. And once more women understand that you don't have to, it's easier for you to just get these other people out the way. I had a man pursue me and everything was great with him until I realized he's such a busy man and he never had actual time for me. He worked a lot and traveled a lot, so I felt like we were wasting time. Ain't no man ever too busy. No man is ever too busy for the woman he actually wants to be with. No man is too busy for the woman he actually wants to be with, okay? They'll make time. You teach people how to treat you. That's right. Yeah, like, I don't do raising voices. I don't do yelling. Like, exactly. They make time for what they want. Like, ain't nobody that busy. Like, a man, I've seen men jump through hoops, move schedules around and all types of stuff because they wanted to see me. They'll book you a flight to fly you into the same city. If they want to see you, they're going to do what they need to do. How long should you be in a talking stage till you make it official? I am not the person to ever ask the question how long you should do something before you go to the next level, because I don't believe in time limits. I believe in quality connections. You can meet somebody tomorrow and have such a quality connection with them that y'all end up in a relationship in 30 days. And then y'all may be married in 3 months to 6 months, a year, right? It could be a quick work. because you both know that you know that you know, and y'all ready and y'all sure and y'all life's aligned and everything's good, but y'all have a quality connection. Some people, y'all start talking to people and it's just like, okay, well, we've been hanging out for 3 months. Should we be in a relationship now? No. That's not, you don't base it off of how long you've been getting to know that person. You base it off of the quality of the conversations that you have been having. What do you know about this person? Do you really like this person, or do you like the fact that you finally have somebody that is actually showing you the time of day? Because sometimes we get confused that, okay, finally I have somebody that's being consistent, that didn't ghost me, that's taking me out, even though they're not everything that I want. At least there's somebody there, and because somebody's there, then it's like, okay, I'm gonna just settle for the fact that they're there, even though that's not who you want. Don't do that. So you don't want to base it off of a timeline. You should be basing it off of, are me and this person good for each other? And then also you should be basing it off of peace. Do I have peace about this person? When I go to God about this person, what is God saying about this person, right? Because God's opinion on somebody that I'm dating outweighs everybody else's. And if God tells me, this is your husband, y'all need to go ahead and get married, and it happens in like 3 months, yeah, there are going to be people that are going to be looking at me like, Jennifer, what are you doing? But if God told me to do it, I'm going to do it, right? But it would have to be from God. But I'm also used to being a 90-day fiance. So there's that. I had a dream where I heard the Holy Spirit telling me to fight for someone in my life, but we're hanging on by a thread. I don't want to pressure this person into anything, but I'm also tired of the pace we're moving in. Any advice? So honestly, I can't say nothing outside of what the Holy Spirit told you. If Holy Spirit told you to, what you say? To fight for them, you got to listen to the Holy Ghost, honey. And whose thread is thin? Is your thread thin, or is God's thread thin? And also, is this dream from God, or, you know what I'm saying? Like, because dreams can get a little tricky. And yes, 90 Day Fiance. The first time I was proposed to, I think it was November, December, January, February, March. I think we were officially in a relationship by December. So January, February, March, yeah. Boyfriend, girlfriend in December. By March, we were engaged. By that October, we were getting married, but it didn't happen. And then my marriage, he proposed to me, I think we were 4 months into dating, but he was already planning it by the beginning. But we proposed to by like the 4th month. So I'm used to being proposed to quick, and I'm used to men feeling like that I'm their wife really quick. I'm used to that. But I've learned that just because they think I'm their wife don't mean that I am. But I'm out of that. I don't live in that complex of wanting to be chose. Like, I was in that mindset of like, okay, man has to choose me to be his wife. And I forgot I had to choose back. Not no more. Now, I'd be like, okay, I know you see a wife in me. That's great. But do I see a husband in you? If I see a husband in you, then we good. Oh, so it's your thread. Okay. I need more information, but if God is telling you, if you feel like that's God telling you, I'm not going to say nothing out. I'm not going to say nothing opposite of that. And when you say hanging on by, so let me read the last part. I don't want to pressure this person, so when you say the pace, is it just the pace or the pursuit? It's like, because if it's just going slower than you expected, then you just need to, you're a little anxious, so you need to slow down. You know what I'm saying? But if it's not like a pursuit thing, if he's actually pursuing you, but just not at your speed, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a lot of different things you have to consider. it was loud. Like, how dare you give up? Fight for them. And I'm like, child, look. So, I mean, well, outside of the pace, what's the issue? What's the issue outside of pace? Do you think a man cannot come to temptation by letting a woman not having sex with a certain, or even to marriage? Do I think that a man has enough self? Yeah, I was proposed to, and I didn't have sex with him. We never got married, so we didn't have sex. When I got married, we didn't have sex until we got married. And the man that I'm currently seeing now, we're not having sex until we get married. So yeah, I do think it's possible. These men exist, but you have to hold yourself to a standard yourself. And whatever man comes your way that doesn't meet that standard, deny him access. Bye. Like, he's not your person. Comments don't get deleted. You can't delete comments, I don't think. No, you can't delete comments. So I'm not sure what you're referring to. He's pursuing, but not at my speed. So sometimes I start problems. Okay, Miss Anxious Attachment Style. Ma'am, go sit down somewhere, please. You're controlling. Okay, there's the truth coming out. There's the truth I'm looking for. Thank you, Black Barbie. I thought of you last night. Thank you for what you do. You're welcome. You're welcome. Miss Anxious Attachment Style Mahogany. Making of Mahogany. Honey Bunny. That's why I'm like, I don't sense in my spirit that he's doing anything wrong. You just said the pace. I'm like, if he's pursuing and you just feel like he ain't moving fast enough, then slow down. Like, as soon as you rest, God is probably going to move. Like, it's literally probably God is just like looking at you like, hey, when you finally just like chill, maybe things will pick up. But right now, you also have to be reminded of this. Like, God is going to make sure that you're good for his son too. If he's a good man, Savannah, God is going to make sure that you can protect his heart as well. And if things are rising to the top, sis, you need to fast. Go ahead and hit you a good fast and be like, God, I need you to kill my flesh and bring my flesh into subjection of a wife. Okay? Because a wife is patient. Okay? A wife is patient. When she speaks, it's with wisdom and it's always kind. Your wife brings joy to her man. Okay? Because I'll be cutting him off for no reason. Rejecting his leadership. Repent. Woman of God? What? Mahogany! Maybe that's why you was in my spirit last week. Maybe that's why. You got to put that alpha woman down, sis. You got to step into soft mahogany, okay? Soft, patient mahogany. An excellent wife, who can find? She is far precious than jewels. The heart of her husband trusts in her, and he will not lack gain. She does him good and not harm all the days of her life. Okay? So you need to fast, sis. You need to turn down. You're gonna fight with fasting and prayer, so you can bring your flesh into subjection to the Holy Spirit. An excellent wife is the crown of her husband. But she who brings shame is like rotten in his bones. Honey, let God deal with that, because you want to be a crown to your husband. Okay, girl. And why you ain't text me? You got my phone number. You could have been calling me. I could have been helping you with this. I'm still working on my feminine self, but it takes time. If you're questioning all of that, then maybe you still have to work on yourself. Yeah. And I mean, it's one of like really easing into that softer part of you. It takes some time, especially when you've had to be hard all your life. Should you be in a good place financially before you start dating? Define good, right? I think that you should be able to afford to date. I don't think that you have to be super rich to date, but I think that it should be something that you can afford to do. Child, it be so much going on sometimes. I be like, I ain't gonna bother nobody. I'm going to thug it out. Ma'am, if you have my phone number, I hate, like, a lot of people do that to me, and I don't like it. I don't like when y'all do that to me, because if I say call me, text me if you need me, it's because I am creating space for you. Okay? Okay? You love what I'm giving. Thank you. I mean, honestly, too, like, some easy things to really, like, get back into your femininity is, like, just be girly. Like, be girly. If you are, like, a hardcore tomboy, start doing things that are more feminine. Like, step out of that. Create an environment that is feminine. Buy yourself flowers. Like, have things in your home that brings softness. If your home is decorated very hard, revamp it. I'm the same way. I'd rather struggle and figure it out on my own than ask for help. I need you to break that off of your life. Because when you get a husband, your husband's going to want to feel needed. Like, men thrive off of feeling needed. They don't want you to be Miss Super Hyper Independent. You can do it all yourself. Y'all, do y'all know I'm learning something? So, I'm going to come back and get back on track. But y'all know, men are supposed to open doors, right? So I'm used to men opening doors, opening car doors, all of that stuff to get you in the car. Do y'all be waiting for the man to come get you out the car too? Or do y'all just let him put you in and you get yourself out? Or do you sit, like, when he parks the car, do you wait for him to come around the car and open the door, or do you just get out? You literally bought flowers yesterday. It's a game changer. I'm sorry, I'm supposed to put that in the question box. Yeah, I'm not sure what you said, Chelsea, but put it in the question box, love. I always say I can do most things myself, but don't have to. I'm waiting because he told me to. I forget to wait. Listen, I wasn't waiting, y'all. I was just hopping out the car like, let's go. But I've learned my lesson. I sit like the pretty passenger princess that I am, and I allow him to come get me out the car. No, I just get out unless he tells me not to. Yeah, I'm learning that I'm not supposed to get myself out the car, so I don't be doing it. Not no more. What? He gets you out the car too? Yeah, he gets me out the car too. He put me in the car and he get me out. He said he's got to make sure everything's safe before I get out the car. Yes, sis, you're telling us to be softer, wait on him to be the man. Yes, for sure. Why though? Why wait for him to get you out? So what I was told was that they're checking the surroundings, making sure that everything is safe for me to get out the car, which I can appreciate. I probably don't wait because in the past I was dealing with men who would leave me there. Now that's funny. He gets out the car and you're sitting there and you're just like, he going off to wherever. That's funny, sis. But I understand why you would just be like, I'm gonna just get myself out too. Like I think this is like the first time I've experienced like a man being like, no, sit back and let me get you out the car too. I was like, oh, okay. That was new for me. It depends on the man. It also depends if I remember to stay. Yeah, I've been working on it. I've been doing good too. Okay. They'll get mad, these old school men. Look, I loves me a traditional man, okay? I don't need all of that. How did I meet the guy that I'm dating? We met online. Oh, darn. Okay, so she said, can you explain what you mean when you say we should afford to date? Like, for instance, I think this more so applies to the men, because men typically, like, they pick up majority of the dates until, there's like that. Well, let me say this. There are some men who don't like for their lady to do certain things or pay for certain things. That's just how I've dated men before that were like, don't you ever try to pick up a check. But then there are some men that they appreciate when the woman goes out her way and does something, So it just really depends on the kind of man you're dealing with. But I mean, like, make sure that you can budget it in. Make sure that you can afford to date. And also for the female, if you don't have your ducks in order, if you're not at least trying to get your stuff in order, you don't need to be dating either. Like, can you afford to date, like, not even just financially, but mentally, spiritually, emotionally? Like, where are your priorities at? Can you afford to put this in as another priority? If you can't do that, then you shouldn't be dating. You enjoyed the replay of day 2 training. I'm glad you did. And the 2-week dating intensive challenge started today. So if you're not in there, you can still join. The price is higher, but it started today if you still want to join. The free 2-day dating challenge is over though. It is over. Men don't approach me. Any tips? Yes. I'm going to be giving a lot of tips in the next 2 weeks with the girls that are in the dating intensive. But I can give you some general ones now. You're not approachable. You're not approachable. That's like one of the main key things. You're not approachable. I want you to think about yourself and the settings you put yourself in, and your body language, your poise, all of the things. Do you look approachable? Right? And the answer could be yes, right? But your body language plays a major role in whether or not a man is going to approach you. I could probably I know I could show you this in person better than I could ever tell you online, because I had a girlfriend where we were out one time and she was like, guys never approach her either. She was like, they always approach you, they don't approach me. And she tried to make it seem like, oh, because I was, in her opinion, prettier than her. And I was like, honey, everybody does not think I'm beautiful. There are some people who I am not their type and you are their type, right? So what I did was I gave her like an in-person dating boot camp, and I said, hey, do this, look like this, and do this. And men started coming to her, but she didn't understand that her body language wasn't inviting. She didn't understand that she didn't give off, I want to be bothered. Confidence also it attracts men as well. So you have to check your confidence level too. But I'm not giving away any more free tips because I'm doing a confidence boot camp in the 2-week intensive, and we're starting that this week, probably Wednesday. I had to fix my resting face because men were so intimidated. Now I have an approach. Exactly. It's little things like that. When you walk into a setting, like, I feel like you should command the room. Your confidence should command the room. Like, the Holy Spirit that rests inside of you, the light that's shining on you, it should command the room. Like, people should look and be like, who is that girl? That's what you need. But people that lack confidence, that aren't really sure of themselves, you don't really give that, and that's not attractive. You're welcome. I haven't like officially offered this, but I am offering VIP days with me where either you come to me or I come to you, and I give you guys like a full makeover. Like, you're going to get a makeover from head to toe. You're going to get a intensive like one-on-one session with me. We're going to have like a spa day. We're going to go out. I'm going to show you how to position yourself in different settings in order to, not just attract men, but in order to be more comfortable. But it's not cheap. I'm just going to be honest with y'all. A VIP day with me is not cheap. Is the boot camp still available? No. No. If you go to my website, there's a bunch of classes on there. You can grab one of those classes. But I don't think the dating boot camp is still up there. I smile more when I'm in public and it attracts men. Baby, a smile goes a long way. A smile goes a long way, honey. Do I have to demand masculinity from a man? Like, should I train him to be what I need him to be? Demand, and I don't think you should demand anything from a man. So to that question, no, you shouldn't demand his masculinity. You should expect it, but I wouldn't put a demand on it. Either he is or he isn't, right? He's presenting to you who he is. It's up to you whether or not to make a decision, whether or not he's the kind of person that you want. Train him to be what you want him to be or what you need him to be? No. I don't like the word train because men aren't dogs, right? Like, you're not training a man to be something. I think that within conversation, the both of you can find out different things that you need from each other and give those things to each other. But training a man, I don't think you should be training a man. No. It sounds like whoever this person is, y'all just aren't compatible. I like him. I feel like he likes me too, but neither of us wants to speak up. How do I speak up and not feel rejected? You don't. If a man wants you, you're going to know. Because you're going to know if a man likes you. He's going to flirt with you to a certain extent where you'll know. You'll know. But I think that you can position yourself to have conversation with him, to be more inviting, to let him know it's okay to talk to you. But like, you pursue him and let him know like, hey, I'm kind of feeling you. What's up? Negative. Don't do it. I'm planning to do a VIP day this summer. That's what my yes was for. Oh, yes, girl. So I'm also with the VIP day. You guys can book a call with me first and we can discuss it before you pay for it. There's also payment plan options. So there's different things in place, but in order, the VIP day is going to be like literally VIP. Whether you fly to me or I fly to you, however it works out, it's going to be an experience. But I want y'all to leave with all the juice that I got, okay? And there's some things I can't teach y'all. There's some things I can't teach y'all in a class on Zoom. There's some things I can't just write a book about. Like, some things you have to be near me. You have to be here. And I have to show you. It's got to be hands-on. And that's what I want to create for those of you that want that. Well, not create. It's already available. That's what I want to give y'all. I'm not letting a man know that I'm interested that I don't know is interested in me. Nope, not doing it. Something has to occur for me to feel confident enough to be like, to flirt with him in a way to let him know, okay, I'm whatever, you know what I'm saying? But it would be mutual. Like, But just some guy I've been admiring from afar and I'm just going to like shoot my shot, I'm not doing it. Now, have people done it and they've been successful? Yeah. But if you are the type of person that doesn't handle rejection easy, don't do it. Don't do it. If you can't handle rejection, nope. Can God allow men not to entertain you for a season? I think God can want your focus not just from men, but period. I think as single people, sometimes we get confused as to like, oh, I'm in this single season, where if you really look at some of those single seasons, not only were you not dating, but there were also certain people that you weren't talking to either. I've been in seasons where God just wanted my attention. I don't call it a single season. I don't call it a season where God said, you know, he pushed me away from men, because in all of those seasons, when I look back on it, when I really gave God my attention, there was a lot of people that didn't get my attention, not just men, right? So I do think that God he'll call you into a space where he wants your attention. I mean, he always wants your attention, honestly, but when he really needs it to develop something in you, I think that can happen. But I don't think that the only thing that he wants to keep you away from is men. How can a person love themselves? Oh, I already answered this one because it was in the comments. If a man asks you to wait for him until his divorce is complete, should you do that? No. No. You shouldn't. That man is married. That man shouldn't even be pursuing you until he's divorced. Wait. Because even still, you waiting for that divorce, do you want to be married? Because most people that I know, once they go through a divorce, they're not trying to get married just like that. Not saying all, but most. So if you desire to be married and this man is getting a divorce, sounds like a whole lot of waiting. But I mean, sounds like a whole lot of waiting. And he's married, first and foremost. You can't date a married man. You shouldn't be waiting for a married man. That man legally, spiritually is still that woman's husband. Is a man telling you he loves you before a first date, or really knowing each other, love bombing? Before the first date? Good gracious. You got a man telling you that he loves you before y'all went on a date? Yeah, that is love bombing. Now, let me say this. If this is somebody, like, say for instance, y'all met online, it's long distance, y'all haven't had y'all first date yet because of time restraints, not being able to get to each other, but y'all have spent a lot of time talking on the phone, FaceTiming, so you know that you are who you say you are online, and y'all have been spending a lot of time together like that. I do believe an emotional love connection can build that way before the first meet. But I also feel like that there's time, and a lot of time has to be spent to develop that, right? Before a first date. But if you guys like just met online, like maybe, I don't even know how long ago, but y'all just met, and before the first date, he's talking about something, he love you. Girl, he is setting you up to try to get some booty after that first date. It's something in him thinks that you're naive, and he is trying to love bomb you into getting some booty after the first date. Abort mission. Because even if he did truly love you, I just feel like a man that was wise and a man that was just wise wouldn't want to just spring that on you and you don't feel comfortable. Like, I would hope that he would know that you felt the same way before he just sprung that on you. But all right, moving on. She ain't lying. Okay. All right, so this is a good one. Just came out of a long relationship, 15 years. And it was the first relationship about 1.5 years ago. Been in therapy to heal for about 4 years. And now I'm considering dating, but I'm kind of worried about the toxic traits that may present itself. Any idea? So the one thing that I've learned through going through therapy and healing and all of that is that you don't know if you're ready to date until you start dating again. And when you start dating again, you're going to see what comes to the surface that you still need to deal with. And you can either continue dating while doing the work because you've been to therapy and you know what doing the work is. You're self-aware now. You're responsive versus reactive, right? Then you can do that. But if you're finding that the things that are coming to the surface are still very fresh, the wound's still very open, and you still have a lot of work to do, then you may be like, okay, I'm not ready to date. So You won't know until you actually put yourself out there. Like dating and being in a relationship brings up things that have been hidden that you probably didn't think were still there. That person becomes your mirror. It gets deep. But you're going to have to put yourself out there in order to see where you are. We are friends. I like him, but I don't want to cross that line and lose the friendship. So don't. If y'all are friends, you don't want to lose that friendship. You don't want to cross that line. You don't feel like God is leading y'all to go to another level. Don't do it. Hold on to that friendship. I'm honestly afraid to date again. If you're afraid to date, you need to, first of all, Chelsea, you need to call that spirit of fear out of you first and foremost, woman of God. Call that spirit of fear out of you. And the only reason you're afraid to date is because you don't trust yourself. If you trust yourself, dating isn't hard for you. Like, dating is going to be like, okay, I'm going on a date. I'm not going in with all of these high expectations. I'm not connected to the outcome. You know, let's see what happens. And you also know your boundaries. You know where you're not going to compromise. You know the things that you will and you won't do. So you go in knowing that you're safe because you know you're not going to compromise. You're going to make sure that you do what's in your best good. So, well, your highest good. So, you don't trust yourself. That's why you're afraid to date. One thing you have to, once you really do like that healing and you come back home to yourself and you really love yourself and you honor yourself and you're taking care of yourself, you're not going to let anybody disrespect you. You're not going to let anybody hurt you. You're not going to let anybody use you, abuse you, etc. And the first sign that you see of that, you're going to remove yourself from that. You're not going to keep participating. You're going to be like, oh, okay, there's the red flag. I'm out of there. You know what I mean? So you have to go ahead and you got to deal with that. But if you can trust yourself that you're not going to allow nobody to play with you, you'll be fine. I'm not interested in the man who I know God is showing me, but I'm losing interest because I came across someone else. What should I do? You're not interested in the man I know God is showing. You're not interested in the man that God is showing you. But you're losing interest. Okay. You're losing interest because you came across someone else. Girl, you better, this is what you should do. One, if you are sure that God is like, this is somebody that I think will be a great fit for you. One thing, God is not going to make you be with anybody, but he is going to present to you his choice, right? You still have free will. I would ask God to align my will with his. I would ask God to align my desires with his. I don't know either one of these men. I don't know who you should choose. Can't give you that. I can't answer that for you. But if I'm being distracted from something that God has shown me that is for me, because something else has presented itself and that doesn't look like what God has for me, but it looks like what my flesh wants, I'm going to go with what God said. And I'm going to be like, God, if whatever's in me that is rejecting your best for me, kill it. Kill it. Because I want what you want from me. Distractions are going to come all the time. They're going to come all the time. But if that's the person, and I don't know neither one of these men, so I don't know. I can't make that decision for you. But I wouldn't miss a God thing for a good thing. Oh, I hit the wrong button. Would it be selfish if I felt he should pay? No. Like the first date, depends on the man you're dealing with. Most men that I have dated, they've just not been looking for me to pay for dates. Not to say that I wouldn't and that I haven't, but it's just not been my experience where it's like there's an expectation that I am going to pay for the date. Now, have I? Absolutely. Absolutely. But it's not an expectation. That's good right there. I won't miss a God thing for a good thing. Yeah. Because all we can see is what we see right now. All we can see is what we can see right now. God sees the bigger picture. So you can feel like there's a better choice with somebody else because the right now looks like what you want. But God is like, he sees the whole thing. So I would go with whoever God was telling me personally. Because I've been the girl that hasn't listened to God. Right now, I'm like, God, it's on you. Are you in or you out? That flesh be leading us straight to hell. You hear me? You have answered my question. I've been comparing the two. Yeah, stop comparing them. And clear all the distractions. You probably look back later in life and be like, I can't believe I was almost about to give this up for that. When I see this guy that I like, all we do is greet. How do I communicate better with him? How do I build a solid friendship with the guy that I like? Is it also okay to ask for the number of a guy that you like? Okay, this is all the same person asking this question. I want you to stop obsessing about whoever this guy is that you like. I didn't listen to God 5 months ago, and I'm paying for it now. Dang, sis, you've been here for a while. What happened? What happened? But no, trust me, I get it. I done been disobedient too, girl. And I paid the price for it. But I got my money back. Plus interest. But yeah, I want you to stop obsessing about this guy. If he liked you, he would come. Like right now you're giving like obsession. Like, it's not okay for you to ask for. It's not okay for you to do none of those things. Because right now I feel like you have a very anxious attachment and obsession to this man, whoever this man is. And I think that, no. I think that you should probably go sit down somewhere and just chill. Honestly. If he wanted you, you would know. You're way too anxious. It won't happen again. Now I'm going through the healing process. I'm releasing a new ebook, y'all. I am releasing a new ebook. Can y'all guess what it is? Or what it's about? Dating in my area is bad. I hate when people say that because you don't know everyone in your area. Let me tell y'all something. The person that I'm seeing right now, never seen him in my area a day in my life. Never saw him. And I've been in North Carolina, the Raleigh-Durham area for a good time now. You have not met everybody in your city or surrounding cities. So you can't say that. The people that you are surrounding yourself with, those are the people that are bad. You need to change up your environment. You got to change up your environment. You need to read my book, Pressure. This live is confirmation that I don't need to hang out with my ex. Let me sit down. Girl, no. People are exes for a reason. People, I close all doors to exes. Like, I don't play that. Because if you leave the door open to an ex, they can walk back through it. Not over here. I don't have a TikTok account. Can you post a link to your wig here? I can't because the link is in my TikTok store. So you have to go to TikTok. Like, even if I got the link from TikTok, it's going to make you go to TikTok. So just download TikTok, make an account. You don't have to post anything. You just go to my page and order what you want to order. I don't recommend any particular dating app. I think you should check them out for yourself, do your own research, and then hop on the one that you feel is best. But the ebook is going to be Overcoming Heartbreak. It's going to be an ebook completely on overcoming heartbreak. And I think it's like 7 chapters. Yeah. It's a short read. It's going to be a quick read, but it's going to get you guys out of that space of how do I get over a heartbreak. So you don't communicate and aren't friends with your exes? No. What are we communicating about? What are we friends for? What do we have to talk about? When we were together, we had an intimate relationship emotionally, even if it was physically. What do we have to talk about if we don't have no kids? What is there to discuss? Why would I want to be, when I get married, I'm not going to be able to say, oh, my ex so-and-so, it's my homie, that's my, block them, sis. Go ahead and block them. I'm probably going to release the ebook tomorrow. Make sure you're on my email list. The people that are on my email list are going to get access first. Like, I don't plan on being a married woman and still my ex has still been able to text me, call me, etc. That's crazy. Why hold on to, if it didn't work out, it didn't work out for a reason. Y'all crossed the boundary of friendships by going into a relationship, so sever ties. Click the link in my bio to get on my email list. Even if we have kids, we ain't going to talk. Listen, if I had kids with somebody, the boundaries would be so thick. So thick. Like, and then when my child is of age, here's your phone. Call y'all handle that. Involve me when necessary. But thankfully, I don't have any children yet. So, yeah, nothing against people who have. Nothing against y'all. But I'm just thankful that I don't have to deal with that, because I can see how that can be a slippery slope. Read pressure. It's straight, sledge, and it's okay. It's matter of fact. I read it twice. It's a must read. Thank you, girl. I appreciate that. If you subscribe to my email list, you'll get access to the ebook first. Hey Jen, met a really nice guy, but not attracted to him. Dang. Looks are not everything, but I'm not attracted. How do I break it to him because he hasn't done anything wrong? Dang, that sucks, but I'm not going to tell you to stay there. Not going to tell you to stay there and waste anybody's time. So I wouldn't tell him that you're not attracted to him. I would just tell him that you don't feel a romantic spark between the two of you, and that you think that y'all should probably both go separate ways to find exactly who you both should be with. I would say that. I wouldn't say that I didn't find him attractive. I would say there's no romantic spark. And you don't feel the chemistry, the compatibility. Say something like that. But don't tell him, like, I don't think you cute. You don't want to do that. And as someone who has dated somebody that I wasn't attracted to, 0 out of 10 stars. Don't do it. Don't do it. Have you ever been in a situation where you have dated someone or been in a relationship and their mom didn't like you or was not fond of you? How did you handle that? Initially not like me? No. My ex-husband's mother didn't like me. But she didn't like me because she just was an evil little wench. She was just evil. And my husband was her only son. They had a weird connection. She also was very controlling. She like little girl me a lot. She thought I was just like this little girl. She was toxic. She was real toxic. So, like, if you saw my story time, y'all already know. But yeah, I haven't had, if I was in a relationship with a guy and his mom didn't like me, I would really wonder why. I'm like, why? What is there not to like about me? But you also have to do like a self introspection too and be like, what wouldn't they like about me? You know what I'm saying? Like, it could be something that they see that their son can't see, and they're like, she a red flag. Or it could be jealousy. Or it could just be their discernment. I don't know. But sometimes it could be a bunch of different things. But honestly, at the end of the day, I think that people around you, their opinion should matter. But I don't think that they should be the deciding factor. Because at the end of the day, if I made all of my decisions based off of my friends and my family liking the person that I was with and not based off of I did, I would be very miserable, because there's a lot of guys that people felt like were good men for me that I didn't like, and I didn't think that they were good for me. So if I did it based off of what they wanted versus what I wanted and what I know God wants for me, I would be suffering. I would be suffering. So you have to get to a space where you do what you feel is truly best in your heart versus letting everybody else's opinions matter and outweigh what you feel. Because I've done that before, and it caused me to be in relationships I shouldn't be in. Because I was like, well, everybody else likes him, so let me give it a try. And the whole time I'm like, but I don't. But that's also a part of trusting yourself. When you learn to trust yourself, you don't lean on the opinions of other people for decision making. I hate being in a relationship where the mom don't like me, because it'll affect the relationship. My mom was on point about some people I brought around her. Yeah, my mom she always knows. She always knows. She could look at a picture and be like, nope, or yep. I miss my ex sometimes, but we are two totally different people. I've heard opposites attract, but this was an epic fail. Miss him and wish him well, sis. But get him up out of your spirit. Like, get him out of your heart. Ask God to break the soul tie. Like, detach. Because a lot of times when you're still staying attached to somebody that you shouldn't be with, you're holding up the person that you actually should be with. I aggressively be like, God, detach me from this person mentally, spiritually, emotionally. Like, get them out of here. Especially in the season that I'm in now. Like, and y'all know, I wasn't dating from like last August till December. Child. And God was like, I'm preparing you to be a wife. And I was like, okay. Because, and not that I didn't want to be married again, but I got into a space where I was like, when it happens, it happens. Like, I'm not tripping. You know what I'm saying? But God was like, yeah, come over here. Let me get you together. But that also came with me having to let go of the idea of it being anybody from my past. And the quicker I cut off the wrong people, I opened up the door for the right person. So do with that what you please. What are some reasons a guy you're dating does not want to spend time with you? I get they might not be interested, but how can he determine he doesn't like you when he doesn't put in effort? That's because he's already made a decision that he doesn't want to put in the effort, because he probably already doesn't like you. A man that likes you wants to spend time with you. A man that likes you wants to spend time with you. Now, does he want all of your time? No. Does he want a good chunk of it? Yes. Because he enjoys being around you. He likes your company. He likes you. Like, if he's not putting in any effort, yeah. If he's not putting in any effort, he don't like you. Lack of effort, lack of interest. So do you believe in people changing and coming back around? No. No. I think that they can change within themselves for the next person, but don't change and try to come back to me. I don't want a round two. I don't want to go again. If you didn't appreciate the gift that I am when you had me the first go round, you don't deserve a second chance. I don't want a love story that is built off of broken promises, broken hearts, abuse, going through hell and high water, had to make up to break up. I don't want that. That's not the story that I believe God has for me. I don't believe that's the story that he has for any of us. I think people settle for that story. I think people make the choice to have that story. But do I think that that's what God wants for us? No. Does it work out for some people? Sure. But I don't want to have to go through hell and high water for love. I don't want to do that. That's not what love feels like to me. That's not the kind of love that I want. God said that you should have a husband that loves you like Christ loves the church. Me and Jesus ain't been going through hell and high water. Jesus has not been disappointing me and abusing me and taking me through all these. Jesus hasn't been doing all of that. Jesus has been kind. Jesus has been patient. Jesus has been loving. Jesus gave up his life for me. He protects me. He guards me. Like, he speaks to me. He comforts me. When I think about my relationship with Christ, and the Bible says that my husband's supposed to love me like Christ, that's what I'm looking for. That's the blueprint. All this other stuff that people put out there, if that's what works for you, hats off to you. I don't want it. I don't want it. And I'm also surrounded by a lot of healthy marriages with my friends, close friends of mine, that didn't have to go through that to get the love that they have. So, yeah, I don't believe in somebody changing and coming back. Like, if you play me once, why am I going to give you the opportunity to play me again because you changed? No, thank you. Yes, that's the reason I broke up with my ex. I don't want that. I don't want that. Me either. It was, I want it effortlessly. I don't want to fight with them and then get my happily. Yeah, no. I don't want to be like, them posts are like, we've been through a whole lot. No, like, I want the things that I want us to go through. We can go through different ups and downs, but I don't want it to be a whole bunch of arguing, fighting, disagreements, all of that. No, I want our ups and downs to be like, okay, we went through a whole lot of life changes together where we had to adjust and learn how to grow together. We went through building a family together and adjusting and growing with that. Like, that's what I want, the not even tension, but the growth factor to be like, we've been through a lot together. We've grown a lot together in good ways. Not because we were at each other's throats and arguing and doing all types of crazy stuff. No, I don't want it. I don't want it. Freshly out of an 8-year relationship, my heart been left. I needed more. Been hanging out with someone new. Okay. Well, how's that going for you? And women, typically, we leave mentally before we leave physically. That's typically how it goes. Now, me, I just leave. Once you do me wrong, I'm out of there. Sayonara. I'm leaving. But yeah, it's being that you freshly out of an 8-year relationship, you needed more, but you said you already pretty much been done. You hanging out with somebody new. How's that going? I let a good man go because his oral hygiene was unacceptable and I didn't want to have that uncomfortable conversation with him. Was I wrong? You should have just had the conversation with him, boo. You had a good man, Savannah. Now, don't get me wrong. Hygiene is a big thing for me. Hygiene is a big thing for me, okay? So I can understand how that can be a deal breaker. I also understand how that can be a conversation you don't want to have. But if you're in a relationship with somebody, you're going to have some hard conversations. And it might be, hey, boo, I think that, maybe you should go do X, Y, and Z and let them know. It's all in how you say it and how you present it so you don't intentionally offend them. But if he was a good man, honey, I just would have had a conversation like, hey, boo, when's the next time you going to the dentist? And when he would have told me, I'd be like, okay. I'd be like, well, ask them to X, Y, and Z because I've been noticing blah, 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 blah. You know what I'm saying? I would have had a conversation. I personally feel most guys don't have any intention of a relationship. They're just the hit it and quit it. Well, stop letting them hit it. If you stop letting them hit it, If you keep your legs closed and you wait until a man pays the cost for you, which is marriage, you won't have to keep going through that. Okay? Keep your legs closed. That's an easy fix. It's an easy fix. We enjoy each other's company, but he's from out of state. Not sure if I should date more. Do you want to date more? Can anything else cause soul ties other than sex? Yep, you can have. There's good soul ties and there's unhealthy and there's healthy soul ties. You can have a healthy soul tie with someone, but you can also have an unhealthy soul tie with someone where you are, you may be obsessed with them. You might be super attached to them. You can't get them off of your mind, and that was created just through conversation, or it could be through sex. But there's a lot of different ways your soul can tie to somebody. I'm abstinent, by the way, but I'm just saying that's most guys' intention. Oh, okay. Well, good. I can't say most guys, because, and here's another thing too, like, I don't let everybody get close to me. Everybody doesn't get a chance, right? Like, we have to get our discernment to a place where some people don't even get conversation. Like, there's some men, when I was dating, because I'm not now, if they tried to come and talk to me, I could just like look at them, and while we're having a conversation, I'd be like, yeah, he would never. You know what I'm saying? So we have to just like stop letting people get too close to us from the rip. Like, you really need to start discerning people right from the beginning, like at first glance. I think that's why online dating has worked so well for me, because I don't just go based off of their profile. I'm actually looking at you and I'm like asking God, I'm like discerning, like, should I swipe right on this person? Like, should I? Like, is anything in my spirit jumping out about them that stands out? No? Left. And I don't care how good your profile is. I've swiped left on a bunch of different profiles where their profile was well put together and they seemed like a great person, and I would find out later that one of my girlfriends probably dated him and he was trash. You got to let your discernment speak for you. And don't let people get close to you. Like, be the inaccessible girl. Be the girl that guys want but can't have. They can't even get a conversation with you. Ooh. If you don't want to fall, don't fall. You have to control your emotions. Thank you, Kelsey. You got to control your emotions. Stop letting your emotions control you. You can like somebody and still tell your emotions to calm down. Calm down. You and your emotions need. And there's a book that's in my Amazon store called Emotional Intelligence. Go get it. Run and go get it. You could download the Audible version and start listening tonight. You got to have some emotional intelligence where your emotions don't run you just because you got the warm fuzzies about somebody. Because even once you end up in a relationship, you can be in a relationship and love somebody, but you still need to be able to love yourself enough that at any point, if that relationship goes south, that you still love yourself enough to leave. A lot of people, they get in relationships and they fall in love and they let themselves go and they just get lost in this person. And then when that person decides that they want to flip the script on them or they want to leave or dead the relationship, then their world comes crumbling apart because you've given this person all of you. You got to keep some for yourself. You have to still have your own individuality. You have to still have your own, stuff going on. You can't just fall in love with this person because y'all had a couple of keys and, you know what I'm saying? Like, Like, I want my man to be in love with me, don't get me wrong, but I don't want him to lose himself in love with me. I don't want that. I want it to be a healthy love, a secure attachment. All right. How to navigate letting a guy go down easy. He has too many female tendencies. Oof. Side note, I led him in a ministry group. I don't want to hurt any feelings. So one, you shouldn't be leading him. He should be leading you. That's already out of order in that part. You shouldn't be leading him. He should be leading you. Right? Like, y'all can grow in Christ together, but you should not be discipling a man that is your man. If that makes sense. Let him know. Hey. And tell him the good things. Like, I appreciate X, Y, and Z. The time we spent together. The blah, 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 blah. You know, the things that were good. But just let him know, at this time, I just don't feel like pursuing a romantic relationship with you would be in our best interest. And I would prefer for us to just be friends. But you don't want to tell him it's because he has female tendencies. He's got to do his own self-discovery. Let him figure that out on his own. He should have some type of mentor in his life or something that, can tell him the things that he needs to work on. You're the young adult leader. He's on staff. You lead with him. Oh, y'all lead together. Oh, okay. Ooh, yikes. Yes, you still got to have a conversation and separate you doing God's work from your personal stuff. Like, when you go and you do God's work, if y'all have to do God's work together, you're doing what you're doing for the Lord. Separate it. ChatGPT is my go-to for tough conversations. I was about to say, look, you can just go to ChatGPT. Because y'all know I used ChatGPT to break up with somebody before, but they were toxic. So I was like, I need to word this in a way that disarms the toxicity in them. So I did use ChatGPT, and I never heard from him again. Thank God. I should do a story time on him. It was short-lived, but ooh. Oh my God, this message was just in time. I heard a man tell his wife that he loves her but not in love with her. Do you think that that's a good reason to get a divorce? I don't know how I would handle that. I don't think it's a good reason to get a divorce, but chances are the reason they fell out of love is because they did not take time to continue falling in love. A lot of times people fall into a routine when they get married, but they don't fall further in love with each other. Being in love with somebody and having a relationship takes intentionality, especially as the years get added on, kids get thrown into the mix. You have to be intentional with how you connect and reconnect with your partner in order to fall deeper in love with them. You have to keep the spark going. You know what I'm saying? Like, who's that couple? I think her name is Bad Girl Riri 504. Her and her husband, like, they always flirting and stuff in the mirror. Like, I love their story because you can see that they put in the effort to make sure that they continue to keep the romance going. Like, you can see that. Even in their interviews, I forgot exactly what she said, but she had said something and I was like, oh, that's good. I'm going to put that in my toolbox for when I get married. But people that fall out of love, it's because they fell into a routine. So I don't think that that's a good enough reason. I don't. I think that they should have tried harder. All right, let's get you removed out of the live. Because what in the world? Keep legs closed until when, sis? Asking for a friend. Wait till engagement or wait till marriage? Wait till marriage, girl. Wait till marriage. Y'all, like, it's not that deep. It's not that deep. You can do it. You can do it. While you have your legs closed, you have your ears open, your discernment is sharp, and you're not falling into this cloud of sexual chemistry that gets you confused, and then you think you're more in love with this person, because the reality is when you have sex with somebody, it does bring you closer, right? But not if you're not in the protection of covenant, it also opens the door to death. Like the Bible says, the wages of sin is death, right? Now I'm not saying like you have to die, even though you could die, you know what I'm saying? But the relationship could die. The sparks that y'all had in the beginning can die. The chemistry that you had can die. right? And a lot of people wonder, you get in a relationship with, you date somebody, y'all have sex, y'all get in a relationship, and then out of nowhere it's just like they start acting different. The relationship's dead. You should have never opened it up. You built it on a faulty foundation. Your foundation ain't strong. Because if you don't have sex, what else do you have? God forbid you or your partner gets into a car accident, and let's say from below the waist down, that stuff don't work no more. What you gonna do? You gonna divorce them? God forbid that happens, right? But are you going to divorce them because now y'all can't have sex? Are they not worth anything else? Keep your legs closed till marriage. Spend time getting to know that person. Find out if y'all are supposed to get married. Like if your flesh gonna burn that much, find out. Go to God. Hey God, me and this person supposed to get married? Okay, when? When? How soon do we need to do it? What conversations do we need to have? Do we need to go ahead and go to counseling? There's some people that get married very fast. Some people, they prolong it. But a lot of people that prolong it is because they already living together, having sex, and they already doing all the stuff. So it's like, well, let's just wait a year and 2 years because we already acting married. So what's the rush? It really isn't. Even with your boyfriend, keep your legs closed. What to do if you do wait and it still happens? What you mean it still happens? You mean you make a decision to do it? Because sex don't just happen. You don't just accidentally have sex with somebody. You consciously make a decision to do it. But if you do it and you feel convicted, repent. And don't do it again. Repenting means you're not going to do it again. It's going to be like, I messed up. We weren't supposed to do this. Y'all repent and ask for God's mercy. How do you handle a situation where your new guy wants you to cut off male friends? Are these male friends that you've been romantically involved with, I mean? Are these male friends that you've dated? Are these male friends exes, or they're just male friends? As if they're just like male friends, as long as there are boundaries in place, I don't think you should have to cut them off. I don't think that these guy friends should be calling you disrespectfully. You know what I'm saying? Like if they know you have a boyfriend, they should respect your relationship and vice versa. But he sounds like he's very controlling. If he just doesn't want you to have male friends, period. Because I mean, I don't think women should have a bunch of male friends, right? But there are some men that we are literally just friends with, and it's nothing more, nothing less. I think I have like 2 of them. One was my best friend since like the 5th, 6th grade. The other one, he's a prophet. He's like a little brother to me. Those are like 2 men that I consider male friends. Everybody else is like a associate. Or if they're like my friend's husband, I consider them family. So that's like my brother now. But yeah. But he sounds controlling. He should and he sounds threatened too. So I'm about to be a surrogate, but I just reconnected with someone I was interested in a while back. I have to tell him, I know, but I'm scared of what he's going to say. And a part of me thinks I should just stop dating, period. What are your thoughts about this? I think you should tell him. I think you're right. I think you should tell him. And then also, for the sake of the safety of the baby and your obligation as a surrogate, I think that you should probably not date. Unless that person understands what you're doing. But you're sacrificing your body for the life of a child, for a family. I think that that's a beautiful thing. And I think that you should be commended for that, right? Because there are some women who they've given up on hope that their body is going to create a child. Or maybe they had a hysterectomy and whatever the case is, right? But now you are carrying the baby for them. I think that you can tell that person, hey, I know we just reconnected, da 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 da, but I'm in the process of doing this, and see how they feel about it. If they can support you, great. If they can't, their loss. But I also don't think that you should be dating because you have a responsibility to bring a healthy baby to term. So you want to make sure you're mentally, spiritually, emotionally healthy, not on a roller coaster, taking care of the baby until the baby is here. I thought I made it clear. How do I get him to stop and back off? Block him? Get a restraining order? I have a guy I've been occasionally sleeping with. Well, that's step one. That's the first wrong thing. You're occasionally sleeping with him. But we have a clear understanding. He doesn't want a relationship, so I told him I'm done with that and I want to be celibate. But now he hits me up every time, and he sees me around town like we're together. I thought you didn't make it clear. You're casually having sex with this person. Y'all don't have a clear understanding. His understanding was that because you gave it to him when he wanted it, that's what the understanding was. And then when you saw that he didn't want a relationship, you decided to take it back thinking that you were going to get a relationship out of him. And that's not how that works. So now when he sees you around town, he's being a man that has had sex with a woman. When a man has sex with a woman, he feels like he has a little bit of ownership on him, on her. And it's like, you my girl no matter what. So guess what? Now you're this is the fruit of which you entertain. And if the understanding was clear, he would be embarrassed to try to say something to you. But you haven't put a clear boundary down. You haven't really shut that door. A piece of you is a little validated by it, I'm sure. Because if you really wanted him to leave you alone, you would do what was necessary. Because can't nobody bother me that I don't want to bother me, whether I slept with him or not. If I don't want you to bother me, you're not going to bother me. But this is the bed that you made yourself, sis. Yeah, he doesn't want a relationship. He doesn't want a relationship. And it sounds like you do. And you don't like giving up your body to a man who doesn't want a relationship. And I could be wrong, but this is what it sounds like. So y'all, brief intermission, brief commercial. So y'all, I started a new business. Cheese. And some of you have started it with me. Not with me, but y'all have started it as well. Y'all have gotten your downloads. So I've been really quiet about it, but it is becoming easily one of my favorite side hustles to date. And it was super easy to get started. So I'm debating whether or not I want to if I want to like create a community for us and we can learn and grow together. Or if y'all just want to get the information from me and then take off running with your own stuff. And I like another person, so I want him to stop being flirty and friendly in public like we talk. Girl, just tell that man that you're not interested in him, and stop. When he talks to you, stop responding. Ignore him. Tell him to get out your face. Call the security guard wherever you are. Stop going to places that he's at. If you don't want that man to leave you alone, there's things that you can do, but you got to be serious about not wanting him bothering you. What was I saying? Okay. So yeah, I've been thinking about creating a hub for us, for all the people that have gotten their downloadables, and maybe y'all have questions on how to market, because it's really super easy. And the information is it's a lot of stuff that I've already been doing, but then a lot of stuff that I'm learning too. And I have my, let me see, which one do I have linked in my bio now? Ooh, that's the wrong button. It says Extra Income Made Easy. Oh, it has all of them on there. But I think the one that you should start with, it says Start and Grow Your Digital Product Business with the Digital Product Starter Kit. It's $15. It's $15 to start with the starter kit. And it's 5 ebooks for $15. A lot of you have already gotten it, but I think that that's where you should start. If you start there, you can hit the ground running. But I'm thinking maybe I should create a Facebook page or a group chat for everybody that's already started. What y'all think? It's not like I need to add anything else to everything I have going on, but I think it would be a great resource. Okay. Also, that was the last of the questions in the question box. So if I don't get any more questions, then I am going to go ahead and end this live because I've been on here for a while. I like that. I keep hearing about digital products. Yeah. And digital products have been sold forever. Like, I've been selling digital products, like my courses, my ebooks and things like that. But there's another way to sell digital products that's a whole lot easier. And it's way more lucrative. So I think I will create a group chat. I think I will. All right. Any more questions? Any more questions? I think I've had enough for tonight. I think I've talked enough on live tonight. Bible study is on Thursday. Make sure you're in my Facebook group or you're subscribed to my email list. Bible study is on Thursday. It's going to be the bomb. It's going to be part 2 of learning how to hear the voice of God. It's going to be, if you missed part 1, it's actually on part 1 is on my Amazon channel. So y'all know I really don't do replays, but God told me that I could share this series. If you don't use Facebook, I don't know what to tell you, because where I put the information is where the information is going to be. I'm not going to create a whole new system for one person when it's easier for you just to download Facebook. So last week was fire. It was so good. Yes, last week was so good. And this week, y'all, it's gonna be even better. Like, I put a slide presentation together for y'all for this week. I showed my boo yesterday. Yeah, I think yesterday or the day before. One of these days. I've seen him a lot here lately. But I showed him, and it's well put together and organized and pretty. So that way y'all don't have to like be running and hunting for the scriptures and stuff like that. So I'm excited to show y'all on Thursday what I've been working on. Before you go, I just wanted to say I read your first book in 2 days and was hooked from beginning to end, learned so much about myself. I love to hear that, because a lot of people, I don't hear a lot about people reading my first book a lot anymore, but my first book was a good one too. I'm thinking about re-releasing my first book. I still want to keep the original version, but I feel like I can add on to the first one. So I don't know. I need to finish the third one. How about that? I need to finish the third book. All right, say we hold out till we get married, then have sex, then they lose interest, then what? Just like dating sex. No, it's not. Not if you're intentional about your marriage. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing while you're not having sex? Like, don't y'all know relationships, you have to build relationships? Don't y'all know relationships, like good relationships don't just like fall out the sky? How you gonna marry somebody that just lose interest? That means you married somebody that didn't understand what marriage is. You don't get to just lose interest when you're married. You're about to order Pressure? Yeah, girl. Go ahead to Amazon and get your copy and let me know what you think of Pressure. You don't get to lose interest when, like, you have to marry somebody who understands that marriage is more than just a warm fuzzy feeling. There may be days where you're not feeling your spouse, but you choose to love them. Marriage is a choice. You wake up every day and you say, I'm choosing this person for the rest of my life because I know that this person is good for me, even if my feelings are fickle. You can have a day where it's like, I don't really feel like being bothered. It's okay to feel like that. That doesn't mean that you throw the whole person away. But you have to understand what marriage is in order to have that kind of mindset. I've been praying for this guy and started seeing his name and crossing paths with him. I stopped praying for him, but I'm still seeing his name everywhere and still crossing paths with him. Could this be from God? It could be from God, or you could have made this man an idol. It sounds like you might have made him an idol because you've seen his name so much. So I would ask God if you've made this person an idol in your life, to break it. And if any place in your heart where they have taken the place of God in your life, that God eradicate them and put God back in that place, because you could have made this person an idol. So I would stop praying for them. I would say, God, give me clarity and repent if I have any idolatry in my heart for whoever this person is. Courting should not take years. Who said that? Y'all know in the Bible when people got married, they got married because they had sex. In the Bible, when it says a man says that he took her and then he knew her, knew means that they had sex. And then that's how they got married. They did the do. That's how they got married in the Bible days. Do you think working with someone you're dating works? I think it can. I think it can. If you are both mature enough and can separate work from personal. I think it also depends on the line of work and how closely y'all have to work together too. He's your brother's friend. Are you attracted to your brother's friend? And when you pray for him, has God shown you anything like that? The reason why you're praying for him? Is he a prayer assignment? Is there a particular reason why you're praying for him? I don't know if you're still in here, love. Let me look, because I'm tired. I feel my grace lifting. I see you're still here. Maybe you're typing. And you can type in the comments. You don't have to type in the question box to respond. Get off of here and go boo love. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, you never answered my question. I said, are you attracted to this brother? Did God give you a particular assignment? Because if you're attracted to him, you probably made him an idol. But if God showed you him and said, pray for him in this area concerning this, then that's a prayer assignment. Hey, sis. We got to catch up, honey. I'm about to get off of here in a second, but we have to. You were supposed to call me back the other day, but somebody got a phone call and forgot about me. And you forgot about me, Mrs. For now, Walton. Now I'm in person. Kelsey, girl, is you still in here, honey? Thank you for your pour tonight. You're welcome. You're welcome. Thank you for appreciating my pour, because that's exactly what it is. Because I be like, I'm tired afterwards. I do be tired. Yeah, I'm attracted, but I be praying different topics. Oh, y'all in person right now? Oh, y'all together right now? He can hear me? So we'll talk tomorrow? Okay, yeah. Let's talk tomorrow. Yeah, just ask God, like, God, have I made this person an idol? If God shows you that you made them an idol. Thank you, sis. We got to catch up, too. I'm going to hear all about the beach and all that good stuff. But yeah, I ain't going to hold y'all. I'm going to get off of here and probably take a breather and call my boo. If he don't call me first. It's exactly what I'm going to do. But yes, Tiara and Antoinette, both of y'all, my good sisters. We got to catch up. I don't think he's an idol because my mom was pointing him out to me too. Okay. All right. Well, then ask God for clarity. Ask God for clarity. If you're saying that God has you, telling you what to pray about him, ask him for clarity. And let God tell you. I personally, though, feel like you've made him a bit of an idol. Hello? You must have felt me. Or you were still on my live? I am still live. I'm about to get off, though. Yes, we do. Your lives be right on time. I'm going to save this live, y'all, but only people that can subscribe it is the words. This is how I know it's time for me to get off. The only way you can catch the replay is if you're a subscriber. So I am going to save this to my subscribers only portion of my, page. But I am not going to leave it up for public consumption. So if you want to see the beginning of the live, you have to subscribe. But good night.